Welcome to Sit Downs with City Lifestyle, Vegas Edition podcast. We are back with our community marketing series, and instead of featuring our partners today, I am here with my counterparts.
Camilla Solea Rae with Red Rock in South Vegas.
And Chad Jeffry with the City Lifestyle Corporate Office.
Corporate. Well, we are so glad that you've joined us today, and we're very excited to bring you the next part of our community marketing series. And, you know, we've had some changes in our offerings for City Lifestyle over the past year, and we're going to toss it to corporate to share what some of those changes are.
Ooh, we're tossing it. Okay.
Tossing
Yeah,
to
we
corporate.
are. No,
So-
we're passing the baton.
Yeah.
Let's
Yes.
be a little more classy.
Pass
Yeah,
the
thank
baton.
you, thank you.
There you go.
So, I mean, basically over the past year, we've rolled out Meta programs. So Facebook, Instagram. We started beta testing it a little bit at the beginning of the year. And as of a couple months ago, it is full force. And things are actually going really, really well with the program.
So tell us a little bit about what Meta means for some of those who may not be familiar.
I mean, it's a parent company of both Facebook and Instagram. So it goes across both of those platforms.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what makes the City Lifestyle offerings unique?
So we actually do something a little bit different. So if you think about your traditional advertising agency, I've been part of it, you've been part of it. They will actually run an ad directly from your account. It's going to be yours. So one of the things that's really cool about our program is we actually do co-branded ads. So co-branded it's coming from Henderson City Lifestyle, from Red Rock City Lifestyle, South Vegas City Lifestyle. It's still hard to get that out. But it's actually leveraging our platform, our community of the City Lifestyle publications across the country to talk about how awesome our partners are, as opposed to them talking about how awesome they are themselves.
So one thing that I think is important to make clear when we're talking about Meta, because I offer it to everybody.
Yeah, and you've got some partners on it. So,
Yes. But people ask me, oh, so you're going to manage my social media? No. So this is not what Meta does, right? I think it's very important to be clear on what Meta does, which is just help you advertise your business online.
Yeah, so exactly. There's different parts to social media, right? So everyone knows like they need to have their organic content. They're posting, doing their reels, doing those kind of things. What we do is specifically ad-based campaigns. So we're not generating content for them. We're not just doing boosts. Like we are on the back end doing advertising platforms from our City Lifestyle publisher accounts.
So how does that really add value to a business instead of them advertising for themselves?
I mean, it's basically like a word of mouth referral, right? So you've got your guys' publications here in the market talking about how awesome like your partners are. So go visit this person. It's like a referral coming directly to a feed for someone that's like, oh, instead of them just saying like, hey, we're awesome, come see us, we're actually giving that third-party credibility and visibility to those partners.
Yeah, that is super important because everybody's going to say that they're awesome, right? And so when someone else says that I'm awesome, I'll believe them. And the other person will too. It will give them more credibility.
It's an endorsement. It looks like an endorsement. And that's what I think is the biggest differentiator because, you know, it's one thing for business to go out and say it, to your point, Camilla, like, look at me. But it's kind of like, let us be the ones to say, look at you versus you having to be the one to say it.
I think what's important is understanding how City Lifestyle works, right? So whether I was a publisher, you guys running your magazines, like we don't take every business that wants to partner with us.
Yeah, for sure.
So we're vetting, businesses just as much as they're vetting us on how it's going to work for them. So there's other publications in the market that literally will take anything, right? It's like selling essentially shoes to a snake, if you will. Like they're going to try and sell anyone to get in their publications.
Yeah.
We are not like that. We're
so true.
limited exclusivity. We're looking for the best of the best. So when you understand the brands we're working with and the community partners we're working with, it's going to give it that much more weight as well.
Yeah, and that's one thing that I realized with all the growth that we've had recently is that the businesses and the business owners that partner with us, they are a more sophisticated advertiser because they understand that we are building community, that it takes, a long run to build a real authentic connection to tell your story. Yeah. It's not going to be in 3 to 6 months. And this is what I don't understand about marketing people, really. Oh, I want to give it a try in 3 months. What do you think is going to happen in 3 months?
I love it. I love pushing it back. It's like, okay, what do you expect out of that?
Yeah.
I mean, because the way we work, we're already working 60, 90 days in advance. So
I know,
I
but
have to ask you tomorrow if it worked. Like,
but that's what stuns me. So people that, have degrees in marketing, that have been in the industry for years, they're the ones.
MBA over here.
Yeah, because it's okay for a business owner that is green, that doesn't know much about marketing. It's okay for them to say, "Oh, can I try for 3 months?" And then we educate them. But for a marketing professional to want to put a campaign that's 3 to 6 months, it's like, no.
You need more time. I mean, we have so many things we can offer in our magazines and in social and through the podcast and everything else. I think,
and with so much competition,
with a lot of competition,
right?
And I think that in order for us to be able to execute all the elements that we can provide them to truly be successful, we need at least a year to be able to really do all that. Because we're working on our editorial calendar, looking ahead in 2026, and we've got stories slated already for October of next year. And
of this year, we're already in 2026.
You're
still in 25, Crissie.
You're right.
So bring yourself to the present, girlfriend.
We've got stories.
You guys are already on February's issue. Like I said, 60, 90 days in advance.
It's so crazy, which is always funny because when the month actually arrives, I'm like, wait, didn't we already do this already? Because we work so far out with the magazines. But yeah, I think the bigger picture point is that it does take time, and you have to allow it some time to breathe and evolve.
I think what's interesting is I'm in a unique position now where I've got like 50 plus publications that I help support, right? So as we're looking at some of these conversations and getting into like the real details of some of the campaigns, like I'm seeing the disconnect of like what you guys are talking about, the business owner, the marketing people versus what we're doing. Like I had a marketing agency that's working with like kind of a home service account that I'm working with a publisher on, literally said, we're not getting any phone calls. I'm like, okay, well, let's look at your web traffic, right? Like, let's see what's going on. They don't have any conversion method on it. They're basically linking to a Calendly, like no live chat, like any of these things where we can actually convert the traffic that's coming over to them. And as soon as I started pushing back on it, the guy literally said, I'm so glad I don't have to worry about a convolution of clicks and this and that. I'm like, we're literally in 2026. That's how marketing works right now. You get people to that next logical touch point of, I saw you. Now I'm more interested in your business. Like, what's going to happen? So if we're doing some of these home services, like how long does that actually take, And
I'm so glad you touched on that because, I've been having conversations about marketing itself in terms of the spectrum of marketing that we need to follow to generate results. It's a 4-step process. 1, awareness. The ads will create awareness. Then the stories we tell will create awareness and generate interest. So that's like a step 2. How long does it take for a business to become aware to someone with all the competition that they have? It's not a month, 2 or 3. It's a little bit more, right? After that, how long is it going to take for the person to actually be interested in reading more and learning more and going to their website, going to their social media platforms, listening to them on an interview? Like how long? So awareness, interest. Number 3. Number 3 is then they make a decision. They're like, yes, I actually need a new roof. I actually need a new garden or my garden redesigned or, a new car or whatever it is. So that's the decision. I need it. And then step 4 is they're going to take action. And because you've been exposed to them over and over and over again, you're going to be it.
Yeah. And what's funny is like when we look at the number of messages people get exposed to, it is overwhelming in this town, right? Like
not in this town. It's like everywhere.
But I'm saying even right here, though, like we've got all the different casinos, like all this, like they are all vying for attention all over the place. If you look at some of the other markets, like it's not as crazy when we look at some of the hour outside of like the DFW area, right? Like it's not the same, but like here it's like you cannot turn around without getting blasted with some sort of message. So it's like, how do you cut through that noise and actually become memorable to generate that interest and action? Well,
it's interesting too, looking back at the things that Vegas has survived even in the last, 25 years, right? The downturn, the recession, and the pandemic being like the 2 big standouts. And it's funny because working in marketing through both of those eras of time, what we found was that the people who stayed consistent whether times were good or bad, were the winners.
Yeah.
And I can remember it was like, one of the craziest days we've ever lived through when the world shut down during the pandemic. And it was immediately followed by cancel, 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 cancel. I mean, when I was working in my previous company, we lost so much money overnight because the world shut down. But the interesting thing was two things. Number one,
which is funny because everyone was at home watching TV, so it should have been the inverse.
Exactly.
It made no sense. Yeah.
But everyone, there's just so much fear.
There's
so much fear that people were just like, we don't know, so we're just not going to do anything. But the thing that was interesting was, the people who stayed were the winners in the end. And the other thing that happened was, particularly in broadcast, where automotive had typically been the driver for the biggest spending industry, they scaled back because of inventory issues and all that during the pandemic. The attorneys saw an opportunity, and all these new attorneys that we'd never even heard of before started popping up and becoming, that are now recognizable names that you would know here in town, jumped into that space, took advantage of lower priced inventory at that time, and now they're household names. So I think, the consistency is the biggest ticket.
Key, yeah.
And the other thing too is just being aware of what the buying cycle is of your product too. Because you mentioned home services. Well, not everyone's going to be in the market for a roof today. Not everyone's going to be in the market for a new car tomorrow. But to your point, Camilla, like if you're staying in front of those people on a consistent basis, and they're seeing your message every single month, when that time comes that, hey, I've got a leaky roof. Oh, wait, I saw XYZ company in the magazine. Or, hey, I need a new car. My car just died. Well, let me go check out this place that I've been seeing for the last year.
Yeah, I mean, one of my favorite conversations is when you're having that with a business owner, marketing person. It's like, well, why did they choose you out of those 4 Google ads,
Yeah.
And like they don't know. It's like, well, we had the best ad. It's like, but there's 4 positions there,
For sure.
So obviously there's bidding, but why did they click on yours as opposed to someone else? It's
Okay.
like they recognized your brand as opposed to someone else.
Yeah, because that's what marketing is. It's a long-term investment, right? It's about consistency, continuity, and repetition. And it's important to change your ad every quarter.
Yeah.
Right?
Keep it fresh.
And because the brain, it's like a brain thing. The brain sees the same thing over and over and over again. It starts ignoring and making space for new things. Right? And so when we look at a marketing campaign, we have to think about all these things to strategize the best for our business owners. And that's why I want to jump in the 3 things that will make a business owner successful. So I brought up a few topics. So get clear on your vision, right? So what do you guys want to say about that?
I mean, we've talked about this in previous podcasts too. I think it's worth mentioning again. Having a very clear and direct understanding of who your audience is and what their needs are, because people don't necessarily care. You could say, "I'm the best at everything," but people don't really care. All they care about is how you're going to be able to help them. But having a clear understanding of what is my goal for this business, what do I offer that somebody else doesn't, and how can I relay that message in a way that the consumers are going to want to use me versus one of my competitors.
And what is your vision, right? Because like in City Lifestyle itself, we have different 240 or 200 publishers across the nation. Each person has a different vision for their magazine, for their platforms, for how they want to reach people, for what they offer, right? So being successful is, what is your vision? I think that's number 1. Number 2, again, back to the community.
Yes.
Right? Build real relationships.
1,000%.
That's what's going to make your brand stick, because people do business with who they like and trust. And what are we here to do, Crissie?
Build community.
Yeah, we're here to tell their stories.
Yeah.
Right? Because we do business with likable people.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned that we vet people that are going to be in the magazines, and I can't reiterate that enough. I feel like everyone that's in Henderson is somebody that I've personally sat down with, met with, had a conversation with, and somebody that I would do business with. And, if people are seeing our magazines as a referral from a friend, which we've gotten back quite a few times, then it has to be somebody that we would actually like, trust, do business with.
So I'm gonna put you both on the spot. Have you guys met with a business that you did not ask for their business?
Yes.
Oh yeah, several
100%.
times. And now what I've been doing, because I'm a little, I don't know the word, it's just escaping my mind.
That's okay.
And I use the excuse that I'm Brazilian, so the Portuguese. But I literally have been starting before going on appointments. I call the person, I talk to them on the phone. If they don't answer, I don't even go to the appointment. And if I notice that they're very worried about the price, and I mean, they're not for me. I don't even go on the appointments anymore, because if you don't understand that marketing is an investment, that's red flag number one. Number two, if
That's also a write-off.
yeah. So if the second thing is you're so worried about the price because, that's what matters, how much you spend on marketing every month, that's red flag number two. Like, you're not for me. I'm here to help you build your business in the community with trust, with authority, with credibility. And that's going to take time, right? And so it is a more sophisticated advertiser that we're looking for. Yeah.
You have a third.
I do. Woohoo. Okay, I'm getting excited. So number 3 is, Simon Sinek. He,
I love Simon Sinek.
I do too.
Start with why?
Yes.
No, that's not. No,
that book is so good.
No, but
That's
start
good,
with
though.
why
Yeah.
would be the vision, right?
Yeah.
Would
So
be
good.
linked to our first point here in this session, this podcast episode. But this number 3 is linked to his limitless mindset. So stay adaptable and be willing to evolve. To your point, people who are consistent, regardless of economy crashes or world pandemics or whatever it is, they are the ones that are seen. But we are always evolving.
Yes.
We are always changing. We get older. Yes, we don't get younger. We get older, right? And so our tastes change. Our way of seeing things change. So businesses have to follow these changes as well to stay ahead of their own clients and predict, what can I offer now? Or how can I offer my new product? How can I redesign, blah, 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 so that I'm still on top of the game?
And I think that ties back to exactly what we were talking about in the very beginning of the podcast with these new offerings. And that's why, City Lifestyle is trying to remain competitive by expanding what we can provide in terms of storytelling and, sharing these brands with our community with this new collaborative post type of social media that we're offering. Because I tell my clients, you can boost a post, you can, run your own ads on Meta, but what we're offering is something different. We're saying we've actually sat with these people, we've met with them, and we're giving a thumbs up, And I think that is such a huge offering that we can provide for our clients in the new year.
Yeah. So, and, for you to be able to have this limitless mindset, you need to be, I think, humble.
Oh, yeah.
Right? Be flexible and have the courage to change.
Yeah.
Because if it's like your child.
It is like your child.
You don't want to change. You want to hold on to that, the baby that it was. But then years go by and it's not a baby anymore.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So help yourself by being open to change, I think. So just summarizing the 3 must-dos if you own a business and you want to be successful. So number 1 is get clear on your vision.
Yep.
Because clarity creates direction, and build real relationships. In the long run, that's what's going to matter, because people will do business with who they like and trust. And stay adaptable and willing to evolve. And that requires flexibility and courage.
I love it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that was great.
Okay.
Well, any closing thoughts either of you guys have for today's podcast?
Thanks for having me back.
I love it. Camilla?
We love you, Chatty Boy. Thanks for coming.
There's the belly laugh. I love
There
it.
it is. Well, thank you all for listening with us today or watching. Either way, if you have not yet, subscribe to our channel for more podcasts in the future. Thanks so much, and we'll see you guys next time.